if you look at most churches in their congregational setting and you watch what they're doing, they're all doing it just about the same. Oh, there's different overlays and there's little different nuances, but basically they're doing it the same. And then if you go and you see what Jesus said and what he taught his apostles and his disciples to be, and what they should do and how they should do it, and then you look at what he didn't say to do, which is very important, and you look at what we do today here in North America, it's not anywhere near close. Now, that doesn't condemn anyone. That doesn't send anyone to hell. It simply means we aren't doing and being the church that Jesus Christ has set in place and has called us to be. We design churches on three major things. First of all, preferences. What I want to believe, what I think is right. I'm going to go to that kind of church. And that's why we have 4,000 plus denominations registered in North America. The second thing is social interaction. Oh, we want to go to a friendly church. We like the pastor because he's just a nice guy. And I could really go off on the word pastor, but I won't. Then we also do it for its liturgical style. And when I use the word liturgy, I'm not talking about a formal church. I'm talking about the pattern of worship, because that's all the word liturgy means. Pattern of worship. So we want to go where they do it like we do it. And we like certain styles of worship, and that has really nothing to do with it at all. You can be contemporary, you can be blended, you can be formal, you can be hyper-charismatic, and all of that is just names on something that really doesn't exist. Worship is not a process, it is a lifestyle. And when we get that right, we will come together like the early church did for the right reasons. And they didn't do that because they had a great looking building and a great staff that met all of their social, psychological, and maybe a few spiritual needs from now and then. What the early church came together to do was to edify and to build up each other and to teach each other. Now that's a plurality of ministry. It is not one guy up in front of everybody in the center of the stage talking. That isn't sinful, but that isn't what the church is about when you look at it from the way Christ and the earliest apostles did what they needed to do to fulfill the words of Christ. We have to be honest about that. And that's hard to do because all of us have been raised in church. All of us have seen it done a certain way, and that's the way we do it. And we have a hard time realizing that they didn't do it that way. And that was the way it should have been done and should have been kept. But instead, we adapted a 4th century look at Roman court systems and did it that way. And if you read the first 3 centuries of Roman history and you study the polis, the P-O-L-I-S, the polis, the police, however you choose to pronounce it, and you have any discernment at all, and you see that, you will see what the church looks like today. That's not what Jesus said when he said, I will build my church. He wasn't going to build it that way. And he didn't, we did. And it's time to go back and rethink it all over again so that we can become a powerful source of faith, light, love, and peace in our communities and in our world. And we're not going to do that by going to church on Sunday mornings or Saturday nights. We're not going to do that by attempting to elect what we think could be righteousness into our civil governments. We're going to do it by being the church.